We're making easy and delicious peanut butter and jelly thumbprint cookies that are gluten-free and full of flavor with almond and oat flour. They're lower in sugar with my homemade strawberry jam option and naturally sweetened with cane sugar and maple syrup. Hello, my name is Nicole Bonilla, and if you love healthier recipes to our favorite foods, then you are in the right place. To make these really easy peanut butter cookies, we're going to start by making our dough. So I've just taken a large mixing bowl and added 1/4 cup of unsalted butter. Now you're welcome to jot down these ingredients as we go along, or you can click on the link that's in the video description below, and that will take you to the full recipe with all the details and substitutions. For the peanut butter, I like to use natural and sweetened peanut butter, and it is going to be a little bit on the runnier side, but you could also use processed peanut butter if that's what you have. So we're going to add 1/4 cup of peanut butter, and then we'll add 2/3 of a cup of cane sugar, but you could also use regular granulated sugar. And then we'll add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and then we'll just blend these together until well combined. And now that that's light and fluffy, we're going to go ahead and add 1 egg white, and then mix this just until it's incorporated. That looks great. Now my favorite combination of flours for these cookies to get the best flavor and texture is using some almond flour, oat flour, and a little bit of tapioca flour. But I do include a table with the recipe on my website that lists out various flours that you can use and their measurements. So I'm going to start with 1 cup of almond flour, 1 cup of oat flour, and you can grind this yourself using old-fashioned or quick oats in a high-speed blender, and 1/4 cup of tapioca flour. And then we'll add 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then we'll just mix this together until we have a soft cookie dough. And you'll know you have the right consistency if you can pick up the dough in your hand without it sticking. So if it's too sticky, go ahead and add just a little bit more flour. But this is perfect. Now before we shape our cookies, you have the option of rolling them in some crushed peanuts. So I've just taken 1/2 cup of peanuts and put them inside the chopper cup with my immersion blender. So we'll just put on the lid and chop them down. That looks perfect. So now I'll empty them into a shallow bowl so it's really easy to roll our cookies in it. Now for the jelly in the center of the cookie, you could use any variety that you like. I really like using my homemade strawberry jam, which is really easy to make, and I've included a link in the description below so you can check it out. But you can also use any flavor of jam you like too. Now to shape the cookies, I've just lined my cookie sheet with a sheet of parchment paper, and then I found that the small cookie scoop works really well. So I'm just going to fill my scoop, drop it into my hand, roll it together until I have a nice smooth ball, then just drop it into my peanuts, roll it around, and then set it onto my cookie sheet. Now these are called thumbprint cookies, and you could just push your thumb down into the cookie, but I have found it works better to just use a little round measuring spoon, and this is just a 1 teaspoon size. So I'm just going to press this down right in the middle of the cookie, which makes it nice and even. Now I can see this has a nice little bowl shape down in the cookie, but I really want to fill it with jelly. So I'm going to go through with my finger. I'm just going to push down so that well becomes a little bit deeper, and I'm going to kind of thin out the wall around the sides. So I'll just kind of push my finger down, and then I can close any gaps if necessary. And having it rolled in the peanuts makes it really easy to handle and shape. So now the center is nice and deep, and I have a nice thin even wall around the outside. And then I'll just take about a teaspoon of my jelly and drop it right in the middle. And you can fill it so it's nearly full. And then once the jelly is inside, I can go back with my fingers and just kind of press it in so it's nice and tall. And then we can repeat for the rest of the cookies. And we will want to place them about 2 inches from each other because these will spread a little bit. If you could use more healthy inspiration on a regular basis, I invite you to join my email list. All you have to do is click on the link in the description below, and that is the best way for us to stay connected. Well, these look adorable, and they are ready to go into a 350-degree oven for anywhere between about 11 to 13 minutes, or just until the sides are starting to turn a nice golden brown. Well, here are our cookies right out of the oven, and they look gorgeous. Now to add a little bit of a garnish on top, I'm just going to take a small little pinch of some more of our crushed peanuts, and then I'm just going to sprinkle them right on top of the jelly, right in the center. And then I'll sprinkle just a pinch of some coarse sea salt on top. And then you want to leave them on your counter and allow them to cool completely. So I have a few here from a batch I made earlier, and they are ready to enjoy. That is delicious. A mouthful of peanut butter. That is the yummiest bite of peanut butter and jelly in a cookie form. I love the instant crunch you get from the peanuts as soon as you bite in, and then getting the sweetness coming in from that strawberry jam is so delicious. And I love the depth of flavor that you get from the oat and the almond flour. And if you used my homemade jam recipe, then it's all made with clean, natural ingredients. Well, thank you so much for joining me today in my kitchen. And I've included a link to the full recipe with any substitutions, and the link is in the video description below. And I also invite you to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I cannot wait to have you join me again in my kitchen.